What's good, YouTube? It's your boy K-Flex. I'm back here with another video, another Miami Dolphins victory. The Miami Dolphins are now 5-3, ladies and gentlemen, after we beat the 1-5, formerly 1-5, now 1-6 Detroit Lions. The Dolphins are 5-3 on the right track with Tua back. Now, get in the comments section what you guys think. Also, shout out to people who like this video before they even heard it. Since let's get into the video now. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people are saying this is Tua's most complete game. Okay? But I think as a whole team, the team played well on offense at least. Defensively, they start playing well in the second half, but offense played pretty well the whole entire game. Tua played pretty fantastic. He had 382 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Should have had 4 touchdowns, but Mike McDaniel didn't challenge a certain play. Then that ended up going to end gold. But, you know, 3 touchdowns, 382 yards, 29 for 36. Great game for him. Mostert played pretty well, 14 carries, 64 yards. Chase Edmonds is not really that great. Tyreek Hill, humongous game, 12 catches, 188 yards. He's generational, like actually generational. Like the word generational is overused, but Tyreek is actually like generationally like great. Jalen Waddle, 2 touchdowns, 106 yards with 8 catches. Mike Gesicki had a touchdown. Trent Sherfield should have had a touchdown, but he did have 2 catches for 25 yards. Braylon Sanders, 2 catches, 17 yards, had a fumble that was big early in the game when I thought, like, why the hell is he even getting the game? I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even know who this guy was before he fumbled, and I was like, what the fuck? But, you know, it is what it is. Everybody makes mistakes. It's easy for me to say that now because we won. You know, I wouldn't be saying that if we lost. Javon Holland had 10 tackles, a sack for Sealer, a huge sack, but I don't even know if he had any turnovers this game. I don't think we had any turnovers, but this was one of the best games. I wouldn't say this is Tua's best game off the fact that it was against the Lions, and the Lions haven't stopped anybody all year. So I wasn't expecting it, I would say, because I don't really have expectations these days. But I was kind of like, I guess the level of competition, not even trying to shit on the Lions because they competed well and we played a great game. But the level of competition, I prefer personally the Ravens game still, and also even the Bills game. But I don't know, maybe I'm just looking at the level of competition too much because Tua definitely played better this game than the Bills game, right? But I still like, I don't know, it's just the level of competition matters to me. So not saying that, I mean, this is an NFL team, and this was still an amazing game. This was still a great, amazing game. But level of competition for me personally, I feel as though this wasn't his best game ever. You know, but it was an elite game. Don't get it twisted. But I still put the Ravens game above it. But this was an elite game as well. And that's what we argue. We're arguing 2 elite games here. So, I mean, this is a great argument to have, but it's not really an argument at all. So, yeah. Anyways, the first half was looking kind of scary, but we had plenty of time. And the interesting thing about this year versus previous years with Brian Flores is you go down, 10 points, you might think the game is over because, it was a struggle to score. This year is not really that much of a struggle to score, at least when Tua is in the game. It has not been a struggle for the Miami Dolphins to put up points on the board. So you always know you can come back as long as, it's still plenty of time left. It's not the fourth quarter. I always knew, even though we went down early, we went down, about 21-7. It was always we can come back. Not to say that the Lions are shitty again, but I just felt like our offense was, good enough to come back. And the Lions also, they're not the best team. So it was okay, we just got to put points on the board. But then it seemed like our defense would never get a stop. Now, they didn't score in the second half. So something happened in the second half where we were able to get stops, but our offense didn't get one stop the whole first half. They scored on every single drive. Our defense didn't get one stop. They scored on every single drive in the first half. The second half, they didn't score a single point. And that was the difference. In the third quarter, we scored 14 points. They didn't score a single point. That was a huge difference. The second half went by super fast, so I don't even know how it went by that fast. But that was the huge difference in the game is the second half adjustments. I would say our defense actually locked in, actually started playing better. And we did not turn the ball over like we did in the first half with Braylon Sanders, and we was able to win the game. Again, Tua looked fantastic. Mike McDaniel, the penalties was a huge thing in the game. We had way too many penalties. I don't imagine that would happen again. I'm glad we were able to survive them, but I'm talking about we had 10 penalties declined. That wasn't even counting the ones that were accepted, which was a lot as well. So I don't even know what the was going on. There was a whole bunch of and I've been to Detroit, because I actually watched Detroit versus Bengals last year. That stadium is not that loud. So I don't even know what the deal was with why it was a lot of illegal motions, some offsides. It was all type of weird penalties going on, and they were penalties. Don't get it wrong, because when you're looking at them, they are penalties. It's not like the refs were cheating. It was just why are we getting this many penalties? I've never seen us look this undisciplined. I was yo, take the ping pong table out of the locker room, But other than that, we looked good and we still won, so I'm not going to harp on the penalties, but obviously you can't do that against a better team. Next week we play the Bears, which should be another good game. I think every game is good. I'm not ever going to be the fan to say, yo, we should beat every team. I would do that if we actually sucked, but since we're actually good, I try to stay a little humble. Since we're actually like might be good, I try to stay a little humble because I don't want to jinx anything. And this is how you know I actually think that we could be something, because usually I'm more confident. I'm like, oh, we're gonna beat the hell out of, But I don't want to be that way. Also, it's not cool to be like the cocky guy if your team actually is decent. And this year, the Dolphins actually look pretty decent. Like, I don't want to be I would just be a dick in that point, because the thing is, I usually be cocky and we suck. So it's like, okay, it's funny, it's humor, it's satire behind it. But this year it's like, okay, we might actually be decent. Let me not be some type of dickhead to where we actually do suffer karma and we actually do it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm staying humble at the end of the day. So we do play the Bears, and I'm saying this: they could beat us just like the Lions could have beat us. It was a close game, and people say, oh yeah, we wasn't on another level than the Lions. They was 1-6, but you know what? They came out and fight, and we only won by 4 points. So. And we was down 10.5. So, again, the Bears, are we better than them? I believe so. We're going to have to stop the run a lot. We're going to have to really, really stop the run. Justin Fields cannot pass. We got to stop the run. That is going to be the key to that game. I can tell y'all that right now. If I don't get to make a pregame video, I can tell you right now. Just stop the run, bro. Stop the run and stop Justin Fields from running. Keep him in the pocket and dare him to beat you passing the ball. The dude can't pass, and his receivers are not good. This is one of those few matches where our cornerbacks, who aren't good either, with the injuries and stuff, could probably run man coverage against their receivers are just not good, and Justin Fields isn't good. So it's like, just worry about the running, worry about Justin Fields running, and that's what I'm hoping for next week. But let me not say, oh, we should win. I don't care what Vegas says. I don't care what the odds are. Just play our game, okay? But this is when we look at our best, I feel, when Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill both involved. Mike Gesicki even got involved a bit. Tanner Scott fumbled and lost a fumble. When did Tanner Scott lose a fumble? I saw Braylon Sanders lose a fumble. I didn't see Tanner Scott lose a fumble, but maybe I was missing something. When did I don't know. He fumbled. I think that might be a mistake. They got Tanner Scott is losing a fumble. I don't recall that happening. But anyways, yeah, it's just a good game. Our defense have to step it up though. It's hard because we have so many injuries. But even with the injuries, like a lot of our injuries, like the people aren't coming back. So it's like you can't just keep making excuses. You have to step your game up. You know what I'm saying? And our secondary has to get better. Whether we have to make a trade at the move at the deadline, you know what I'm saying? It's not my type of decision to make, but something got to happen with our defense because they're not good enough right now, And the Lions, they do score a lot of points, so they do score a lot of points. I know we probably used to the regular Lions, but the Lions do score a lot of points. So I'm not saying that because the Lions scored a lot of points. I'm just saying that from what I see, okay? Because the Lions, they do typically have a pretty good offense. This year at least, they've been having a good offense. They've been losing because they defense. So except for against the Patriots when they got shut out, but. The Lions, they pretty good and really just an overall good game. Everyone is good to me. I've never ever been the type to win by 4, even if it was against a bad team and me be upset. I'm happy with the win, happy with the way the team performed, happy that generally we stayed healthy. Liam Eichenberg did get injured. Raekwon Davis did get injured. I'm not sure if Raekwon got hurt seriously. I think he came back in the game, but I'm not quite sure. And I know Liam had to get carded, so he's probably out for the season. But other than that, nobody else really got injured. So that's amazing. And now we got to go to Chicago and beat the Bears, okay? The Bears are not going to be easy. No NFL team is ever easy, especially not for the Dolphins, okay? We barely ever blow out teams. So it's going to be a good game. And also, we weren't doing a great job of stopping the run this game, at least not in the first half. So we know that this next game, we have to stop the run. Well, second half, we did a good job. So we have to stop the run. Most importantly, keep Justin Fields in the pocket, and I promise you, if you make Justin Fields throw the ball, I promise you, we're going to win that game, okay? Anyways, get in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. Road to 11K. Okay, flexing. I'm out.